Our average electricity bill was high. Man, we was an older house too, so
Mm-hmm.
average I would just say about $200 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So where was I?
Yeah, I'm just recording, bro.
Yeah. Well,
Right. So I know you working typing that up. So you're born American, but your grandmother was in the Holocaust, right?
yeah.
Your grandmother was Jewish.
So the Second World War started when she was 3 years old, um, and basically she was born into the war. She doesn't
Yeah.
remember. She barely remembers anything. She remembers the um, like her seeing German soldiers coming to her city, and in the main roundabout, the city center,
Uh huh.
right there was like a well pump for water,
Okay.
right? So it's like the old days where you had a big metal thing that you pump the water, and
Yeah.
when it comes out, she remembers the German soldiers coming to the city, to the town, and showering there
Oh, okay.
after their trip. Um, so just a little bit after that, they started burning the village and everything, um, and they ran away into the woods to the east, and they started running away towards Russia. So her dad already was. They were hearing that they're preparing for war and something is going on. He went to meet family in Germany. That was in Poland. He went to meet the family in Germany and see
So your
what's going
grandmother,
on.
they was originally in Poland.
So my family is Polish and German.
Okay.
Polish and German. Yeah.
So how does that tie into Jewish? Um, how that connects being Polish? You said German and Polish.
So yeah, German and Polish.
So
So
how does that? Where does the bridge goes from Poland and German to being Jewish? Like where based on my understanding of
yeah,
history,
yeah.
I might not be the smartest
No,
guy,
it's
but
it's valid
um,
questions. Very good questions.
when I think of Jewish or Jews, um, or the original before Jew, Yahudim,
Mm-hmm.
I think of ancient Hebrews, um,
Oh yeah.
those that dwelt in the Mesopotamian area,
Mm-hmm.
which today we'll consider Middle East, right, or Northern Africa, depending on who you're speaking with.
Yep. Yep.
Um, but when I think of Polish and German, I'm thinking Europe. I'm thinking north, east, west, however you want to put it, depending on
Yeah.
where you're at.
Eurasia. It's basically
Yeah. So how does that go from being Polish, your roots being Polish German, to being Jewish? Like
okay.
connect the dots for me there.
So so that takes me way back. So I'm gonna go to the times of the Second Temple. Right.
Okay.
There was a first temple that was built by David, King
Okay.
David. Right.
Is it King David or King Solomon built the temple?
The first temple was built by King David.
Okay, so the first temple was built by King David.
That
Are
was
you
the
sure?
yes, yes.
And this is according to the Tanakh,
The
Torah.
Torah, yeah, the Torah. So so the first temple was built by King David, and then it was destroyed, right? And then it was destroyed by Babylon, right? By I don't know what's his name in English, right? But in Hebrew,
Nebuchadnezzar. Is it
yeah,
Yeah, something
yeah,
like that, right?
Nebuchadnezzar. So he was the one who conquered Jerusalem eventually, destroyed the first temple, right? And the Jewish people were banished for the first time from their land.
Okay. Okay.
Right, that was approximately 600 BC, just
Okay.
almost 600 BC, right? Um, and then it's like displacing the people basically gives you a lot more control over land. So that's what he did. He took all the Jewish people from Israel, from the kingdom of Judea and Israel, and he scattered them across his empire.
Okay.
A lot of them went towards Persia, right?
Okay.
Babylon, Persia, where they were from. So that continued for a while until rose a king in that kingdom. I don't know his name in English, but Koresh. I think it's Koresh.
The king from who? What nation?
From Babylon.
Babylon or
Persians.
Persian Medes?
The Persian, yeah.
They because Persian Medes separate from Babylon.
So Koresh. His name is Koresh. Let me see.
Or Cyrus in English. Is it Cyrus in English?
Could be. Yeah. Let me see. Cyrus. Yeah.
Okay.
The Cyrus. There you go. And then came Cyrus the Great, and or was it the Great? It was one of them because there were a few Cyruses.
Yeah.
So he gave emancipation for people living in his kingdom. Basically, he came with a different idea. Now I'm not only accepting our gods, I'm going to accept the gods of all the people in my empire.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you guys the freedom to practice whatever your belief is.
Okay.
So he helped them build their temples, build their statues.
Who's they? You say that he helped them. Who's
different people. That
okay.
time, all of them, like most, were pagan.
Okay.
Paganism, different kinds of paganism around the area of that time. And one of the beliefs at that time was also Judaism, which was a monotheism of a belief in one God.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gave emancipation for the Jewish people come back to Jerusalem and rebuild their temple.
Okay, so pause right there because and you said he gave emancipation to the Jewish people. So this is
not only the Jewish people were part as well.
Yeah, but we're gonna focus on that because you are a Jew, right? You consider yourself Jewish.
Yeah.
So, and this is what 600 BC. You said somewhere around there, 400 BC, 500 BC, 580 BC. What history tells us during this captivity of the Babylonian captivity. But you say the Jewish people or the Jews, right?
Yeah.
What made them the Jews? Where the term Jew come from? Like what makes one a Jew? Like these individuals? Because you're chasing your history back, right? This is all right.
So I'm getting there. Once I get to that point.
Okay.
So the second temple was built after those 40 years of being banished, right?
40 years?
So it was about 50 years, yeah.
So it wasn't 70 years.
So from the destruction of the second until the beginning of the emancipation, it was about 40
years. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and then they came back. They started rebuilding the second temple, which that was the center of belief that all Jewish people would come to pray three times a year, just like it's like a place that they come, they give their sacrifices for the temple, they meet. It's like a holy site, right?
Okay.
Where they gather, where they would do their sacrifices. It could be bringing some of your goods that you grew, or bringing some cattle, or bringing
lamb, goats, different things like that.
Bringing sacrifices, presents for that holy place, right?
Okay.
To sacrifice to God. So they started building that, and it was built for a very, very long time, until it stayed built for hundreds of years until the Roman Empire came.
And what year was this, the Roman Empire?
The Roman Empire, I can look up exactly.
Is this the 70 AD situation?
So, you're knowledgeable. That's about that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
when they came and destroyed that temple that was built.
Yeah, that's nice. I remember that 70 AD, but I wanted to see when they came there. Okay. So the second temple, it stood for 586 years exactly.
586
Right.
years.
So it was rebuilt and it continued until 70 AD from yeah, from 516 BC. That was when it was done. Right. So it stood for over 500 years, and then the Romans came. Romans started turning into a very, very big empire and start of our calendar, the Gregorian calendar. And during that time, they conquered the whole area, the whole Middle East, going like Europe, Middle East, almost to Persia. Right, Persia
Mm-hmm.
was the biggest kingdom that they were always fighting with. So